Hello everyone. In the last video, we have seen the arithmetic calculator or arithmetic operator that can do few things on a set of numbers that you provide. So if you didn't watch the last video, you can go and watch the video and come back to this video so that you can understand what has been actually done. I will share the link. I provide the link the last video in the description, so you can go and watch that and come back to this to proceed with this video. So in this video, I will explain the coding implementation of this scenario, and you know what has been done in this application. Like basically, you can enter a set of numbers, and once you are done with the numbers, you can uh, do some operations on them, like seeing the values, finding the addition, finding the average, finding the maximum, finding the minimum, and if you want, you can reset and start from the beginning by entering new set of numbers. So this application will not crash, and it will, once you are done, it will not, instead of it is exiting, it will keep asking you again, okay, enter the set of numbers kind of things when you want to reset. So now you can see everything in the previous video, and then you can come to the video to get the understanding. So I will explain you the coding implementation, actually what I have done with the calculator. So we have a calculator Java class, and we have a main method, and I have written everything in a simple, within the main method itself to for me too easy to explain to you. Actually, this can be refactored in a nice way into different methods. So first we have a very big while loop because we don't want the application to exit, because we want it to keep you asking, okay, what do you want to do? Okay, once you are done, okay, enter the numbers again if you want, whatever number you want to know, you want to add, enter them. Likewise, we have to keep you asking all the time. So we have a while loop as a parent loop. Okay, while true, that means it is true always, so it will run all the times. Okay, it will loop all the times. So first we have a list of array, um, list of integer, because we get all your numbers, all the numbers you enter, and we store into the number list so that we can do the operations on that. We have to store them. So we use the collection list, array list as a number list. And then I want to take the numbers from you. So for that, I need to read the terminal. So I have this line scanner, input scanner. Okay, then I ask you, okay, enter the numbers. Okay, and also when I ask you, I say you, okay, enter the numbers you want, and also press 0 when you are ready. That means if you think you are done, you press 0. So that I mean, okay, I know, okay, you are done with that. So let's start the calculation. So arithmetic stuffs and all. So you see, once we have done this all, within the parallel while loop, we start another small child while loop. Why we do this is, for example, you want to, let's say you are going to keep adding the numbers. Okay, so let's say I said, okay, enter the numbers, then you're going to keep adding, right? So as long as you keep add, I need to loop it and add into my collection list, right? So for that, I need a loop. For that, I have a while loop. I break it in a situation because I know when you press 0, when you enter 0, I need to stop adding and come out of the loop and ask you, okay, what operation you want to do. So I have a break statement in a place in the while loop. I will explain you where. So well, for now, I have started a while loop. Then you see, I'm reading the number the user enters, you see. So using the next same scanner, using the next int, I use the number. This is the number you enter first time. Okay. Then you see I have an if condition. Okay. So I check whether your number is 0 or not. Okay. If it is not 0, I simply go there, I don't go into the if condition. I go here in the line number 22, and I add your input number into the number list, which is the collection I keep for storing the numbers, right? It's obvious. So whenever you enter a number that is not 0, that is readily or immediately going inside the collection, and it is stored. That's all. And then I ask for the next number, enter next number. So if you see the output, you can see, right? If you enter one number and then I ask for the next number. If you enter that, I again ask for the next number. So it's obvious, right? So don't worry about it for now. So also, then you see this is the end of a while loop, right? So this is looping because I'm expecting from you every time I'm expecting from your number all the time until you manually exit from that. Okay, for example, let's say you type 0 at some point. Okay, so I read this, and I'm all the time every number I'm evaluating, okay, whether it is 0 or not. So I have an if condition. So if you type a 0, I come here even before adding, even in the first time you can type 0, right? So every time before adding the number, once I read the number before storing it in the list, I check it for 0, right? So what I do is I see whether it is 0 or not. If it is 0, I'm asking you whether you want to really exit. So if it is a yes, I scan the value. Okay, it is yes, Y. So if it is Y, what I do is I break. You understand? Break means what? I break the while loop. That means I come out of the while loop, right? Otherwise, what I will do, I will just simply go ahead and add the value in the list. Okay, it's that simple, right? Okay. So let's say once I have added all the values and you press 0 and you say, yes, I'm going to exit. So I break the while loop and come out of that. So now what my work is, I have to have another while loop where I am going to keep asking you, what is the operation you want to do, right? So this is very important, right? Because if you do one operation and again, I want to ask you, right? What is the other operation you want to do on them? So for that, I have another while loop. So I have all kind of this dot to make things look nice. And I ask you, tell me what operation you want to do with the numbers. And I will give you some options like S4, see the values, addition, average, maximum, minimum, and reset and everything. Then I expect your input. Yes, I take your input and don't worry about this because I just keep it uppercase because I don't want you to worry about the case. Okay. So I take your input and I assign it to a string. So let's see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is a 6 possible input. And also you may give another input that is not in the list. For that I should say, okay, this is a wrong input, give a correct one. And I should ask for the correct one. So I have to have if condition for every inputs, right? So the first if condition is S. So let's say if you type S, what I should do is I print the number list array. So where I store the numbers, the array list, the list of numbers I print here, right? It's that simple. System.println. Okay, let's say you are giving A as an input. I don't do anything. I simply find the addition of the number sum. Okay, and I print the sum. Okay, so if you don't understand what this is very common. This is how, if you have a collection of numbers, this is how you find the summation or addition, sum of the number. Okay, so you can Google for this code and simply you can find out. Okay, if you it is that common, right? So you find the sum of the numbers and you display that. Okay, so let's say you are giving V as an output. Okay, that means average. So what I do is I simply again I calculate the sum total and then I divide it by the number of the count element numbers, right? That is how you find the average of any total numbers, right? Okay, so first I find the sum and what I do is I divide it by the size. So I print that together while doing the operation. See, I take the sum and I divide it by the list size. Okay, so like let's say if you have 10 elements, you have to divide by 10. That's how you get the average, right? So I do the operation and along with that I print the average value. So here I cast the sum value to double because average value can be double. So we have to, when we are dividing, we have to cast, normally we cast one of the values as double. I do the top value which is being divided as double. I cast it so that I get double value number. So don't worry about it. So this way this will work. Try to understand how the functionality works. Okay, let's say you give M. What is that? Maximum. So what do we do is we again have a logic to find maximum in a collection. That is this. You can Google for it. You can find it. I don't get deep into that because that will go to another topic. And once you find the maximum, you print the maximum value. Similarly, if you type enter, I have an if condition for, sorry, if you type n, I have an if condition for n where I find the minimum value. So there's a rule to find minimum value. That is this. There's an implementation for minimum value, command implementation. That is this. I find the minimum value and I print this. Okay. So let's say you type R, you want to reset, you want to stop everything, start from the beginning. So what I should do is I need to clear the array, collection array, right? Collection list, the numbers. So I again assign it to a new array list. That means it will be an empty array list. Okay. That means your numbers are gone now. Okay. And then what I do, I give some message, okay, start from beginning and all. And I break this if condition. Sorry, while loop. Okay. If I break the while loop, it will go to the parent while loop here. Okay. So already the new array list is it is empty anyway. Actually, so they will start from the beginning from the new array list. Okay. So actually, I think I don't have to do it here because if I break it, we already have the starting point as array list. But if you understand what I have done, that's correct. In coding improvement, we can try to remove this line as it is unnecessary. If you give another input that is not one of these, I will simply say wrong input directed, try again. Okay. Then obviously we will go out of this. We will come here and we'll ask again for operation. So this is how it works. So only option you have is by giving R, you can come out of the loop and start from the beginning. So I will give you the code in the either in the description or comments. You can see for yourself, guys. Hope you understood. I will see you again in the next video.